Hi and welcome to the Cult TV Sofa. This is a reaction video for the 15th episode of Season 2 of Babylon 5 called And Now for a Word. You can now see the full reaction for this YouTube video on my new Patreon channel, along with lots of other goodies. Links in the description below. Last time we saw Captain Sheridan be attacked by a Minbari and forced to shoot and kill him, but another Minbari said that John fired the shot unprovoked. Amongst all of the legal issues going on with the attack, Kosh continued his lessons with John. Veer received a message that he was being recalled and replaced because his job had become too high profile for him to continue, but Londo put in a good word for him and got him to stay. It was discovered that the Minbari who witnessed the attack had lied because there were leaders of his clan that didn't want John to be in charge of Babylon 5. And also, John spaced a teddy bear. So let's see what happens in this episode. I'm going to put any relevant trivia that I find over here, and at the end of the reaction I'll be discussing what happened and my thoughts. And I'm going to start it in 3, 2, 1.
Reporting live from the ISN News Center in Geneva.
Ooh, that's not good green screen. That's a bit dated.
They've established outposts and colonies on over 24 worlds.
24?
Only the Mars colony, plagued by scattered groups of separatists who have used acts of terror to intimidate the Earth-loyal majority, has proven more controversial. Babylon 5.
I wonder which side they're on. Not exactly neutral.
From its highly publicized debut 3 years ago, recent polls indicate a growing dissatisfaction. An ISN crew and I recently spent 36 hours aboard Babylon 5.
I can't remember, but I'm assuming 36 hours is 24 hours on Earth. It's the sun, the time it takes to orbit the sun for Babylon 5 is probably 36 hours, I would guess, but I'm not completely certain that would make sense.
Most important rule of survival aboard Babylon 5, expect the unexpected.
Dun dun dun.
From our position on the bridge of the Earth Transport Heyerdahl on...
That's a cool shot.
Centauri vessel Malios, break off!
Natog! Natog!
Oh. Oh. I thought it was coming in to dock, but the angle was off. I thought it was going to hit. But it was a Narn and a Centauri ship, and the Narn attacked the Centauri ship, which isn't great in neutral territory. And so that news report made it look like the Narns attacked unprovoked. It's quite ironic with all the stuff we got the last few years about the media not reporting the truth and stuff. And then we have this. Preempting all of it. So they reported how unfavourable Babylon 5 is at the moment, and obviously the percentage seems to be going up. But is that true? And sometimes the very fact of saying something's unfavourable can persuade someone to believe it is, because they're going with the majority. So is it a propaganda thing that they're, by saying it's unpopular, they're trying to make it unpopular?
Dr. Franklin, Cynthia Torpman, ISN News. What happened here?
I know somebody said something about an ambush. All right, keep his head.
Is that a woman? Is that a woman over there? Take her to my quarters immediately! I'm joking. Sorry. I'm trying to be nicer to him. I really am.
For the Narn to carry their vendetta against our people into neutral territory like this is reckless and irresponsible.
It's not going to look good for the Narn.
To endanger your people
Oh, he's good.
for no reason.
Then the attack on your transport was completely unprovoked.
Of course.
Do you think attacks of this nature put everybody aboard Babylon 5 in unnecessary jeopardy?
Yes.
We are already in far greater jeopardy than you can possibly imagine.
He's talking about the bigger picture.
It's a job. I've been in a lot worse places, let me tell you.
So yeah, he was in the episode where they had the rush. Oh, I forgot what it was called, the rush act where the dockers were refusing to work after there was an explosion because they were just overworked. So yeah, it's good that they've made a sort of call back to him.
I've learned a lot while I've been here.
And you've never felt that your safety has been compromised?
No, ma'am.
Oh, Ivanova doesn't look happy.
You enjoy working with everyone?
Yes. I don't think I've ever seen anyone get upset here.
As he turns around and says, "Was that the right thing to say, Commander Ivanova?"
3 acts of sabotage, including a bomb that blew out 2 levels, and a barely averted attack by the Vorlon Empire.
Again, I've still got people trying to get in on the camera behind, because that happens now. It'll still happen in the future. It's weird having an alien to it.
The Centauri ship that was attacked by one of our vessels. It was secretly transferring weapons of mass destruction.
Can they prove it?
President William Clark has risen to dramatic new levels of popularity because of his administration's emphasis on addressing the needs of Earth.
Again, where's the proof that that figure's correct? Well, it wasn't a figure. They said that they soared in population. Didn't actually give a figure. But can they prove that's the case?
But let's remember that the Babylon project was conceived right after the Earth-Minbari War. Certainly, we've rebuilt our military forces to a point far in advance of where they were 14 years ago.
Yes.
If the Earth-Minbari War started today, I think things might have gone a little differently.
No, it wouldn't. Well, it would have. You'd lost more ships because there's more ships to lose. But the point of Babylon 5 is that you don't need the ships or not as many ships. It's the whole point. It's a diplomatic station to try and maintain peace and build a better understanding of all the different races. So you don't need to have the attack strength that they've got. So you can kind of see what his opinion is.
Concrete benefit we really derive from Babylon 5. Keep us in a highly visible position with other races.
Yes.
And of course it's very important to interstellar commerce.
That's the problem with a station like that. He is right. It is hard to work out the tangible benefits. There's the trade, which you just said. So yes, you can look at monetary values in that way, but that's only going to be a small part of it. Yeah, it's going to be hard to say the value of the station because it is about visibility of Earth and say getting on with other races. It's not something you can put a figure on, or it is what it is. So it's hard to justify, but it is essential to have something like that.
This place is under the watchful eye of its perky and energetic commander.
Perky?
We're investigating Ambassador Jakar's allegations that the Centauri transport was carrying weapons, justifying his government's attack.
Well, but even if it was carrying weapons, does it justify an attack? It would surely justify an investigation, but attacking it right by the station entrance, where in neutral territory, where they could have caused harm to others, I don't think that justifies it. Mitigates, perhaps.
Now, Commander, I'm sure there's more to your story than that.
Yes.
Every day, I get up and I hope nothing will happen.
Yeah, because that would mean no one's died, nothing's been stolen, no one's been hurt. Yeah, in his role, a quiet, boring day is a good day for everyone.
Garibaldi, we just got back the hazmat report. We've got a problem.
See what I mean?
Does that mean there were or there weren't weapons? Which is the problem?
Ironically, the alien sector is how the aliens here refer to the human part of the station.
Ambassador Kosh, Ambassador, Cynthia Torkman, ISN News. Can we ask you a few questions? Ambassador...
That'll be a no.
Over 250,000 humans were killed in the war with your people. How do you think the families of those victims will feel about your change?
See, that's twisting it round, isn't it? On the flip side, she's trying to bridge a gap with humans to try and show that we're more together than apart. So yeah, she's completely flipping the script and looking at it in a negative way rather than looking at it in a positive way.
Ambassador Delenn, you're needed in the council chambers. Ambassador. Ambassador Delenn.
Gosh, she didn't give her a chance to respond, does she? What if she's on a call with someone or in the bathroom or something? I mean, give her a chance.
We've been given permission to record these proceedings.
So which way was it?
Conclusive proof that she was carrying fusion bombs and support equipment for ion cannons.
Oh, we've already seen your minimal risk, Ambassador. Caused by their attack on
Well,
one of our vessels.
yeah, I mean, the Narn shouldn't have actually attacked them. That was wrong, because that did put everyone at risk. I mean, it had fusion bombs and stuff on it. I mean, the explosion didn't look that big. It could have been a lot bigger, and they were so close to the station, it could have caused serious damage. So I don't agree with the Narn attacking. I don't know what they could have done. But yeah, attacking wasn't right in that situation. And it hasn't done much for the Narn's reputation now.
There are 7 more Centauri vessels berthed outside. These ships be impounded and their weapons seized.
No! And here, we have sovereign rights.
Right, I was just going to say I wasn't sure how it would all work. So it does sound like Babylon 5 does have the final word on whether that can happen or not. And as if it's neutral territory, and that's not the arms importing and exporting isn't allowed there, and the Narn are making an allegation and is proof that one of the other ships did, they are justified, I think, in maybe not impounding, but certainly searching those ships to see what's on board, and then if there are weapons, then impound them. Yeah, I think they're justified in that.
Ships will defend themselves against any who try to seize them.
That's a big step.
Captain, we need you in CNC. We've got a shooting war going on out here.
People are being evacuated to shelters.
Where are the shelters? I mean, where would you shelter on board the station unless they've got in the centre of the station some kind of very heavy duty rooms or bunkers of some kind, so that if there was an explosion, that people in there would survive. Other than that, where are they going to go?
You are ordered to surrender, or we will open fire.
On who? It looks like the Narn are attacking. Oh no, that's Centauri attacking Narn as well.
They've started targeting our ships.
Delta Squadron requesting permission to fire.
Gonna have to.
They're saying that if we open fire on their vessels, they'll consider it an act of war.
Oh, what? How can they say they consider it an act of war when they're attacking each other and they're actively attacking the Earth ships and they're hitting the station? I mean, what's his decision
We
going
have
to be?
250,000 people here to defend. If they
Yeah.
won't stop this, we will. All fighters, open fire. Fire at will.
At least say, but try to, I don't know, take out engines or something. Be selective. Don't try not to shoot to kill. At least to start with, try and do the least amount of damage you can. But he does have responsibility for all the people on the station. He has to. I was going to say attack, but it's not. It's more defend and just taking out the aggressors.
Target engines and navigation if possible.
Yes.
But if you have to take them out, do it.
Okay, so the captain gave the order to attack, and I assume he's like a wing leader. He's given the order to be specific to try and disable the ships, not destroy them. But if you have to, do it. Okay, that's the right decision, I think.
Box away. This is 7. Target splashed.
Tell Ambassadors Jakar and Londo I want to see them in chambers now.
What if they refuse?
Then you can throw them in the...
Encourage them.
Then invite them again as firmly and as politely as you can.
We greeted them in peace and spent the next 100 years in chains, turned their own machines against them, and finally drove them from our world. One day my father spilled a cup of hot jala on the mistress of the house, and she had him killed. Hung him from a jalwa tree for 3 days.
I'm assuming that's kind of meant to mirror slavery on Earth, as happened 100 years ago. Because I'm quite sure things like that happened then, and many times worse.
How do you respond to reports that your military has lost 6 out of the last 7 engagements with the Centauri forces? So you're saying that the Centauri originally came to help the Narn?
Of course. They were the ones who declared war, remember? Not us. We want only peace.
Him saying this. Yes, the Narn's the ones who declared war, but him specifically, he's the one who organised the attack on Narn, on a Narn colony and base of some kind. It's this isn't the right word, but interesting to see two different sides of a war and their perspective on things and how it changes on who you are. Although I don't think he believes this, he's just spouting the propaganda, being a diplomat.
Reading 1 Centauri battlecruiser.
God, that is close.
Cruiser will blockade Babylon 5 until our ships are returned to Centauri custody intact and unopened.
Don't worry, Johnny. We'll take care of it from here.
Mom, look, a Psychop.
It's a super psychop.
If you know someone who might be a telepath, or think you might be one yourself, help them get the help they need. Call the Corps.
Wow. Talk about propaganda.
And your local Psychor recruitment office.
Oh, okay. Something flickered then. It was obviously like a subliminal message. I will definitely have information here about what it said. But that goes to back up what I said a few episodes ago when Garibaldi hid a message in a communication he sent to Dr. Franklin to meet them in the quarters. Because you would have seen it flash up if there was a message in there like we did then. If they wanted it to be properly subliminal, we wouldn't have seen it like that. But yeah, I want to know what it said now. I think I saw Psychor, but I didn't see the rest.
My government has rejected your demand that we release your ships.
Oh.
We will not consider any demand made under terrorist threat.
I'm actually surprised Earth did that. I would have thought for an easy life they would have let, especially after what that senator just said, I'd have thought they'd have let the ships go, which would have meant it would all have gone away, the problem. Yes, the Narn would have shouted and screamed, but the battle would have gone. So that seems a bit weird.
Can't believe they'd take on the whole station. Now that'd bring Earth in the side of the Narns and...
That is true.
The transport's ready to go.
Bring her up, activate autopilot.
So it's an unmanned, transport. Good. Oh, they send it right down the barrel of the gun. Sent it a little bit close.
Second jump point forming in Sector 10.
Again, right on top, Narn.
Babylon control to Narn cruiser. We do
It's
not
under
repeat,
control.
We do not require assistance.
Now what? What does Babylon 5 do now? I don't know what I'd do in his situation. This is such a horrible place for it to be in. I mean, it was under control, and then the Narn have come in, and now they've attacked. They've been the aggressors, but again. Taking out the Centauri ship.
They're hit bad. Jump engines are malfunctioning.
We asked each of the people involved in this story one question. Given the danger, is it worth it?
Yes.
Misunderstandings aside, yes, a violent attack by Narn forces is an unacceptable response to a peaceful protest by my government.
Well, that's a bit of a twist. It wasn't a peaceful protest. It was... They had a gun to the head of Babylon 5, basically, saying, you make a move, we'll attack you. So it wasn't peaceful. But the Narns were did force the attack.
Well, I guess we'll just have to see.
That was a loaded statement.
The job of Babylon 5 is not to enforce the peace. It's to create the peace.
Yes.
I'm Cynthia Torkman, ISN News. Good night.
Good night. It was a good episode. Very clever the way it was done, like a like a news broadcast. It's a clever way of doing it, showing different perspective on things. And I say it was interesting to see what the Narn say, what the Centauri say, about the battles. I say the Centauri obviously weren't good, but it was the Narn who were the aggressors in this episode multiple times. And it wasn't the right place to do it, and it is going to create negative feeling towards the Narn when they need all the help they can get at the moment. That wasn't great. Obviously, I completely understand why they've done it, but it's not good. And I wonder if it's true that they've lost 6 out of 7 battles. I wouldn't be surprised, because I'm pretty sure the Centauri ship's armada is bigger than the Narn, so it wouldn't surprise me. Although, one-on-one then, cruiser against cruiser, the Narn took on the Centauri and won, but it was a surprise attack, and they were severely damaged as well. It was only the fact that they tried to jump, though, that they probably exploded. They wouldn't have blown up if they hadn't tried to jump. They would just have been a very damaged ship. So yeah, without the surprise attack, looks like they're fairly even actually, one-on-one. I think the numbers outweigh the Narns. Yeah, sad episode. Seeing how it was all escalating and coming closer to home, the war. But yeah, no, very good, very very cleverly done. Yeah, let me know what you thought about this one in the comments below, and I shall see you for the next one. Be seeing you.